Let's be real here. Rogues were one of the most played classes of Vanilla WoW. Their introduction at launch made them very popular. They had great DPS. Let's go over some of the most annoying things about them. They were the most annoying class to fight in PvP. If you fought against one and you were a human, you pretty much won every fight. But not only the PvP aspect is annoying, but the talent trees were. You might think your favorite class has good talents, right? W- Well, no. Let's see. You got a talent that increases your critical strike chance of only a few abilities by 20 or 40%, depending on how many points you put into it. After killing an enemy that you have to get the killing blow for, and more than X, and consume that buff. Let's not forget, you're gonna have to spend 5 points just to get a good stealth level. That's right, vanilla stealth was awful. Humans with the racial perception can see you in stealth. And let's not forget that penalty of being slowed in stealth. Also, while we're at it, you're gonna have to spend a point playing relentless strikes to make all your finishers cost hardly energy and any energy. Now you might think the final points are very good, just because warriors just got mortal strike, bloodthirst, and mages got combustion. You thought you just were given something good, right? Rogues are too powerful for those kinds of talents. The only good one was adrenaline rush that gave you double energy regeneration rate. Besides that, if you want to go assassination, you'll take vigor for 10 more maximum energy, and you'll like it. Or premeditation to add 2 combo points to your target. It's for 10 seconds. For a better opener, let's not forget, vanilla sap pretty much all rogues never use sap. Even while talented, you still had a 10% chance of being removed from stealth, which always carried the risk of if you sapped in a dungeon, you had a 10% chance of being destroyed by mobs. Now all the other now all the other talents you look at sound good, pretty good. You see improved kidney shot. Enemies disabled by kidney shot take 9% more damage from all sources. Or it couldn't be 10%? Or even deadliness, giving you more attack power baseline. Well, nope. Mace specialization, giving you a 5% chance to stun the target with maces. This is for 3 seconds when you're using a mace. When that had shared DR with normal stuns until patch 1.9. Safe to say, rogue talents weren't good. Now more annoying things. Rogues had an awfully easy rotation. Well, shouldn't that this be a good thing? Oh no, it shouldn't be. It's so easy that you could macro your whole rotation to one button, but you can't do that because that's the whole reason why the global cooldown was added. But all your other abilities had no purpose. Just Sinister Strike, Backstab if you're playing a Dagger Rogue, Slice and Dice, and Eviscerate. That's it. Rupture's damage was awful and it would take up a debuff slot, and Exposed Armor would reduce less armor than 5 stacks of Warrior's Sunder Armor, even at 5 combo points. And Garrote was just awful in general. Its damage was so bad, even Ruptures would tick more often than Garrote's. Kidney Shot was also worthless. The only use was in PvP. Lots of raid mobs couldn't be stunned, so it wasn't useful in raids. In dungeons, stuns don't help so because if you stun a mob and another pack is behind that mob, you will it's gonna pull that pack, and then you're all gonna die. Starting a Starting a fight with cheap shot in raids is also another way to wipe because the tank can't establish threat as easily if the enemy's stunned. Now that's the rotation. Now let's go over some of their abilities. Expose armor doesn't help at all. Rupture doesn't help. Hammer doesn't help unless if you're doing PvP. Ghostly Strike really just doesn't do you too much, etc. There are so many abilities rogues have that just don't do anything. Take something like Bloodthirst that gives you more damage while rogues gain energy faster with Adrenaline Rush. Even their main ability, Sinister Strike, costed almost half of their energy bar. That's right, you can only attack like 2 times every 4 seconds, other than, of course, melee damage, other than your weapons damage. Now, let's do their PvP aspect. They were so easy to play in PvP as well. Just cheap shot, kidney shot, blind is sap. Prep, cheap, kidney, blind, sap, and cheap, cold blood abyss. Might sound hard, but when you try it, it's pretty easy. Now, there's a problem with this rotation. You are sacrificing a lot of damage to keep the MECC till death. Oh, and let's not forget about preparation's 10-minute cooldown. That's right. You can only do the CC chain every 11 minutes because prep's cooldown was so long. And your job as a rogue in Battlegrounds is kill squishies, not the warriors. And that sounds good, right? Well, come on, dude. Killing a warrior is so cool because they do the most damage to everyone. But of course, if they hit you, like one hit is like 40% of your health. But that's fine. Rogues had more professions than any other class. Heck, they even had their very own class profession, like any other profession. That was their poisons. Yeah, you had to make ranks of poisons. If you didn't bother to level them, you could have end out being at a high level with just rank 1 poisons. But that didn't matter, as lots of raid groups wouldn't let you use poisons in raids. They also had lockpicking, which is like herbalism, mining, and skinning, and they had to manually level it up by picking lockboxes and zones. And again, if you didn't bother to level this up, you could end out at a high level not being able to pick high level locks. And some groups will expect you to have a good lock picking level to pick lock some things. The dodges like chest and stuff. And for their poisons quest, they needed at least 80 levels of lock picking. Yeah, and it required you to be level 20. So yeah, you didn't gain your poison profession until level 20, and then you had to do a quest to get them. I think the worst part of the poison tree was blind. You know that ability that makes the target walk around confused for 10 seconds? It's only 8 seconds in retail. Tail in PvP. Well, in vanilla, you had to make a powder called Blinding Powder, which came from a mid-level herb called Fade Leaf, which meant you had to buy it off the auction house or go farm it yourself. Unless if you, unless of course you pickpocketed and had good luck picking, then you could get that. And not only that it was considered a poison type, meaning it could be dispelled by like a paladin, shaman, or druid. And dwarves can remove it with stone form, meaning dwarves basically can't be stun locked. It wasn't until the Burning Crusade when Blizzard finally removed the need for blinding powder and made it a physical attack CC. Their main weakness was casters, though. Yep, mages could kill a rogue easily, and warlocks are kind of like the caster version of rogues, stun locking, like they chain fear you to death. Hunters had many ways to keep them at range, and shamans had frost shock to slow them while dealing damage until patch, and it did a lot of damage, pretty much. And it was kind of like the only slow that actually did damage. That doesn't really matter though. Now, until patch 1.4, DRs were added to slows to deal with that problem with shamans. But they could be hide super easily because in Vanilla WoW, mobility wasn't really a thing. And and unless if you took a talent for it that suppressed all movement and parry effects whenever you activate sprint, and then I guess you do have a little bit of mobility, but it was not a thing. Until Brain can say rogues had no mobility. That is the most annoying part about rogues.